Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling something pretty important for anyone doing business with the Philippine government.
Joint venture agreements, right. JVA.
Exactly. JVAs under their procurement laws, that's RA 90184, and the newer amendment, RA 12009.
Yeah, they're a big deal.
Because let's face it, meeting all the bidding requirements can be tough, especially if you're maybe a smaller company.
Right. So JVAs offer a way in, a potential path.
So our mission today, really, is to get our heads around how these agreements actually work, like how they function as a remedy, a fix, for bidders who might be missing something.
And crucially, what the rules are. What's required from everyone involved in that JVA.
Okay, let's dive in. The Philippine Procurement Act, both old and new,
Hmm?
actually recognizes these JVAs.
It sees them as a valid mechanism. It's a way to, widen the pool of bidders.
Widen the pool.
Oh.
How so? By letting companies team up.
Precisely. They can partner up, combine their resources, maybe their experience, their financial clout, whatever they need to meet requirements they couldn't hit on their own. It's quite a significant remedy, actually.
Okay, so the basic problem is Company A wants to bid, but maybe they lack, say, the right kind of track record.
Like the single largest completed contract, maybe? A common one?
Right. So they find Company B, who does have that track record.
Yeah.
They form a JVA. It sounds straightforward, almost like Company B is sponsoring Company A for that missing piece.
That's one way to think about it, yeah. The sponsorship idea. But here's the catch, and it's a big one.
Ah, okay. There's always a catch.
Well, it's more of a critical requirement that Company B, the partner coming in to fill the gap,
Yeah.
they can't just have the missing piece. They also have to independently meet all the other eligibility requirements, the exact same ones Company A has to meet.
Hold on. Say that again. So if Company A needs help with the single largest contract,
Yep.
Company B needs to provide that, plus also show their own valid PhilJEPS Platinum certification
Correct. And their own valid business permit.
and their own audited financial statements, all
Yeah.
standard stuff.
Exactly. Every single eligibility requirement that applies to Company A also applies independently to Company B. Think of it as ensuring the government isn't getting one solid bidder and one who's maybe less qualified overall.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
That changes the dynamic quite a bit. It's not just finding a partner, it's finding a partner who is essentially already fully qualified to bid on their own.
Pretty much. They need to be a capable potential contractor in their own right. The sources mention specific examples like the PhilJEPS cert, the SLCC, business permit, financials, and that, et cetera, implies, everything else usually required.
So no weak links allowed in the chain.
That's the idea. It protects the integrity of the procurement process.
Okay, that makes sense. So practically speaking,
Oh.
when you actually go to submit the bid package as a JVA, how does this play out? What goes in the envelope?
All right, the submission stage. Because both parties have to be fully eligible. They both have to submit their complete set of technical documents and their complete financial documents.
Both sets.
Both full sets. And critically, they must be submitted together in the same sealed bid envelope when it's opened.
Okay, so you don't submit separately. It's one unified package representing the joint venture.
That's it. It reinforces that they're bidding as a single entity for this specific project, and both components of that entity are up to scratch independently.
It really drives home that idea of a true partnership where both are equally on the hook, documentation-wise.
Exactly. Shared accountability right from the submission. The government is assessing the combined force, but also checking that the individual parts are sound.
Okay, let's recap that quickly for everyone listening. Joint venture agreements under Philippine law, RA 91804 and 12009, are a useful tool. They let companies bid even if they don't tick every single box alone.
A valuable pathway, yeah.
But, and this is the key takeaway, any partner brought in through a JVA to cover a specific lack must also independently meet all the same eligibility criteria as the main bidder.
Couldn't have said it better. Full eligibility for all parties in the JVA.
And that means submitting everyone's full documentation together in one go.
One envelope, yes.
So, wrapping up, here's something to think about. If you're considering government contracts in the Philippines, how does this strict requirement for JVA partners change your strategy? It means you can't just look for someone with the one thing you're missing. You need a partner who's already basically bid ready themselves. It adds a whole other layer to choosing who you team up with, doesn't it?
It absolutely does. Much more strategic thinking involved.
Definitely something to mull over. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.